Hey, who you calling a wanker? Good morning, Mayhem. Good morning, Shannon. Good morning, Shaman. Alrighty then. Let me get everything back in my hand. I'm running a little late this morning. Who you calling a tosser, you tosser? Good morning, Darlene. And here we are yet again. Banging ships. And I've already taken most of the front of this one off. I am not a wanker either, ma'am, although I'm partially British heritage. Oh, that's too good. Yep, this you gotta look on both sides for the name of this one. This is the gas. Come on, here we go. Gas Goober. Yep. And I'm just in here beating, knocking, and banging. Now I have to say, if I suddenly mute myself and leave, it's because I'm having a little bit of trouble with my guts this morning. Is what it is. We're here. I have coffee. I could go and get more coffee. It's a good day. Yeah, Shaman, both sides of my family came from England. I've got one side of my dad's family that I'll never know where in the hell they came from. We've always said we were mutts. Whatever you need to do. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. But you guys come to get entertained, and you know that in and of itself is not entertaining. No one is with me in this game right now. If somebody pops up, that would be great. And if they don't, that's all right too. I like this game a good bit, but I'm making plans to move on to something else, or I really have been thinking hard about going back to Planet Crafter and my ice biome, but I'm having trouble setting up the controller the way I would like. So I haven't really done it yet. I'm kind of limited with, and you can't pick that up because it keeps telling you you got too much in your hands, you idge. Oh, we can entertain ourselves if need be. Mayhem. Be nice. I got to admit, I love you guys. Even when I'm not at my dead level best, you make me laugh. My mom's family is English, Scottish, Irish, and a smidge of Pennsylvania Dutch. Shaman, that just tells me you're more southern than you give yourself credit for, because most of the southeast of the United States was settled by the English, the Scottish, and the Dutch. England, Scotland, Ireland, pardon me, not the Dutch, but there are some Dutch, I'm sure. And if you listen to a Scottish accent and you listen to a Southern accent, you can kind of hear it. Or I can. Now, maybe that's because I'm from the South and, you know. I also considered this morning doing Ranch Simulator because I bought it while it was on sale. And I have considered doing some of that. Come on. Pardon me. And I have to admit, I think that's a pretty fair looking game. Okay, let's get to picking some of this mess up. The replay of Saturday's golf was so funny, I forwarded it to friends. You guys were in rare form. Remember, I wasn't there most of the time. All I went in for was worms. Yeah, it was... I watched some of it and went, oh my Lord. Well, I watched most of it, truth be known. Good morning, country lady. Hope you are doing well this morning. As I'm making it a habit of asking what you're working on. Or we're accounting for your accounting. Well, here's something I found out looking up my family tree. Yes, I often say my last name's Massengill, and it's, a good joke for people of a certain age. Younger folks haven't a clue. My great-grandmother, great-great-grandmother, balancing some general ledger accounts today. Oh, fun. Johnny's family tree is a rubber plant. Darn near. My great-great-grandmother, her name was Mary Massengill, which my first wife's name is Mary, which caused some confusion when we started looking up our family tree because I named my son after her son. And a lot of people would roll one generation into another generation, but that's neither here nor there. She was a housekeeper in Jefferson City or Jefferson County, Tennessee. And there were only women, no men, no landowners, and this was prior to 1860. So, well, while she was working as a housekeeper, she became pregnant, and her son, Christopher Columbus Massengill, took her name. I shouldn't be a Massengill. Of which, when he died, my grandfather put false information on the death certificate. And I've had people write me and go, I'm trying to find Christopher Massengill's father, and you're the one listed. No, that's 2 generations ago. There isn't one. The information is incorrect. My grandfather lied. The end. I've actually seen pictures of my great-great-grandmother. She was supposedly Indian and died in 1925. Yeah, I went through about 30 or 40 years that there were no men, no landowners, no voters. It got kind of tough. There were 2 sides to the Massengill family in Tennessee. One were slave owners and one weren't. I, unfortunately, share a first initial and a last name with one of the other side of the family who still lives in and around Bristol, Tennessee, and I get her email all the time. It's like a woman don't know her own email address. I know it, but she doesn't seem to have a clue. I get stuff for her church all the time. I had one of her friends that I had to write this woman 3 times and go, I am not Jan Massengill. You are writing the wrong person. Quit emailing me. Had to be downright pointed. Yeah. Yeah, it was very confusing, Shaman. Shannon, if that's true, that's great. However, my family was a bunch of mutts, at least on Daddy's side. Mama's side, actually, there were politicians, and they came down through Delaware and through the Appalachian chain, and were, you know, when I came along, Mama's family was a bunch of farmers, and I thought they were hicks. Well, come to find out, it was my dad's family that was a bunch of hicks. I usually regale friends with gutter gang adventures, but this time I could just show them. Oh, there's not much wrong with us. I mean, right, Shaman? Remember, you're part of the gutter gang too. We do have a certain charm. How do you fit those pipes in your pocket? Very carefully. Which it makes me want to say, is that a pipe in your pocket, or are you just happy to see me? Yeah. But I'll be nice. I won't say it. We are unique. Yep. I'm working on the gutter gang golf course. Oh my. I knew you were, because I saw you yesterday that you were in golf with friends in the course creator, and I was like, I know what he's up to. When you get it in a playable state, drop the name in my Discord. I'll go look at it. Is anything interesting on my side of the family that I have found so far? Just a lot of farmers and coal miners. Yeah. Yeah, I have found a few odd cousins. You know, here's the thing: everybody that is a Massengale, or however you want to spell it, it's all the same family. They all came over from one guy. There was a Daniel Massengill in 1653. He was an indentured servant and landed in Virginia. There are lots of Massengills in Virginia, North Carolina, Tennessee, all along. One of the Allen brothers. I have no idea who that would even be. get that off of there. Okay. Oh, I see. Now, I'm just a little befuzzled that that pipe came up to here, but connected to nothing. But it's a game. Husband's family is a little more interesting. His grandmother's full German and can't find anything on her. His great grandmother was from England. Yeah. One thing about England, my first wife's people were English, Scottish, and her mom, who was the family moved over, and she was born in America, so she was first generation American. You know, she still had birth certificates from England for some of her siblings. That was very well done. Ethan Allen and his brother was one of the okay, I understand. Well, that's rather impressive. England has kept records better for longer than we have. Our first censuses are absolutely a pain to go into, because like the very first census that I can remember from the 1700s, looking into it, just listed head of household, you know, and if you're looking at kids or siblings or cousins or whatever, that is kind of a pain in the butt. As they go farther out, you get more information. The latest census that you can get information from is 1950. Grandmother's parents' names. Yeah, that's tough. The funny part of it, I didn't know how my line of Massengills related to everybody else's line of Massengills. A lot of things in the South were burnt during the Civil War. And I searched and searched and searched and searched, and finally, in just disgust, just gave up. Talked to a cousin one night, and she said, here's the way I think it goes. Said the latest, you know, the earliest grandmother back, Peggy, her maiden name was Broyles. And there was a marriage, you know, that had been recorded, but the marriage certificate was lost during the Civil War. There were still records that related, you know, pointed to that marriage certificate, but finding the certificate is all but impossible, to getting married to a John Massengill. Well, that connection from the Broyles to the Massengills took me all the way back to the original guy that got on shore. Now, can I prove it 100% concrete? No. But I damn near cried when I found out. It was something I did for a long time. Did it while I was in the military, took a lot of leave, going to various different libraries, and, you know, spent a lot of time at my parents' house in Knoxville, going to do nothing more than go to the library downtown to look up my family tree. It was a fun hobby. You could do it all sitting at your computer now. Yeah. You are absolutely right, Shaman. I'm going to have to get back on the top of this thing and start knocking stuff out. I can just tell. I don't know, I've always been decent with history. I wouldn't say I'm good. My wife is watching the series Rain from, I want to say Netflix. Might be on Prime. I don't know. I don't watch it. And she asked me about stuff about Mary Queen of Scots, and I said, that's farther back than I have a need to know. I mean, you know, I've just never been, I was into English lit and the Knights of the Round Table and all that other good stuff. I always thought that was pretty fascinating. One of my favorite movies is Excalibur from 1981. It came out about the time I graduated from high school. And I absolutely enjoyed that movie. About got. Come on. Oh, I couldn't make it. Darn it. Yeah, Shaman, I've spent quite a fair time in libraries, but come on, give me back that. If you wanted to spend the money, you could actually do most of what I did in the late 80s sitting right at your computer. There's and one of the odd places that I found information was the Mormons. They really have their genealogy squarer than most. I find that there's a hell of a lot of misinformation, and you better know and document. You think while you're doing it, I'll remember that. You won't, because it's just there's a heck of a lot to it and a lot of nuance. Come on, I know there's a rivet up here somewhere. But it was a fun hobby. Replay that. The behavior or the players in no way influence the design of the course or the design. 1925. So I'm sure a lot of records were destroyed. Yeah, and that's one of those problems that you have. I have boxes of photos that no one knows who they are. Records were an afterthought. Yeah, and like I said, you'll think, I'll remember that. No, maybe you won't. You're a fallible human. Okay. Well, that all worked out. Now if I can just knock that down. Knock that down. there's a rivet somewhere. I will say one thing, that there were things that I was told before I went and looked for myself that turned out to be teetotal 100% hogwash. Um, you know, what your family thinks and what is actually happened are two different things. And the quicker you wrap your mind around that, you know, your grandmother's recollection might get you started on the right path, but there's going to be a point that it's going to be, um, fallible. Okay, what am I doing here? Can lighter fluid and a match. Okay. Let me see if I can get up there and get some of this odd straggling crap off the ceiling. Yeah, family myths can steer you totally wrong. But I do have to say that my granny, the things she told me, were pretty much spot on. Um, I said something to my dad one time about his dad that his older brother had told me, and he said, "Where did you hear that from?" I said, "I've heard Uncle Gene say that in this house 1,000,000 times while I was a boy." He said, "No, that's baloney." Said, "He said it in front of you." At that time, my dad was pretty far up in his age, and, you know, now, what's the truth and what wasn't the truth? I don't know. Yeah, I have relatives that I saw the deed to their farm, and nobody could write. Everybody wrote their X, and somebody witnessed it. That was a little bit different. We were all mysterious in the end. Nah, I'm just strange. I admit it. I'm only a half bubble off level, though. Full again. Level is boring. Well, you're hanging around with the right bunch. Because Lord knows we're a little warped. I'll say stuff like that about something outrageous, and my wife will go, "A little? I was trying to be nice." I love stuffings out of that woman. I wouldn't trade her for nothing. I don't know what she's doing putting up with me, but here we are, 25 years later. All right. I've got to get that wall down. Ah. Got that down, and I'm carrying too much yet again. I think I did get that wall all the way down. I haven't picked up all the crud that fell off of it, but here we are. And I will say, for as much as this game glitches when you're playing with a bunch of other people, I've never had it glitch on me playing by myself. All right, I'm going to pose a question to chat. What are you thankful for? What is happening in your life that you're thankful for? Come on. There we go. let's throw that and then dive down here and grab a bunch of this. Way too much on things for list in chat that we only have 999 characters. My family and more. Yes, I understand that. Friends and family I've found through these games and music show means the world to me. Yes. Now, this is probably going to sound, oh, I don't know. I have to say, the Gutter Gang, the Wolf Pack, you know, the fact that I branched out and stream on my own is something that I never envisioned myself doing. But I'm definitely thankful for it. I'm thankful that my dad's been doing well lately and about a million more other things. Yes. Now, I'm not one to quote the Bible, and I'm also not one to push religion. I am a Christian. I've been a licensed preacher since I was 16, which is a little odd considering the way, you know, the direction life went. I can't say I've upheld it a whole lot, and, you know, I have no one to blame but me. There is a verse in the Bible, and you may check me, and I encourage you to. 1 Thessalonians 5:18, one of my favorites. And let me grab a phone and read this, due to the fact that I don't want to get it wrong. This is, I don't know what translation. Give thanks in all circumstances, for this is the will of God in Christ Jesus for you. You know, does that mean also to be thankful when things are going badly? You know, are there things working in your life that maybe aren't as straightforward as you would like for them to be, or you can't see them yet, that you should be thankful for? Being thankful for bad things that are happening to you. I've done it, and I've pondered this since I was a teenager, and I was a heck of a lot more into religion at that point than I am now. Yes and no. And I agree with you, Mayhem. That was something I picked up as a teenager, and Just one of the big questions of life. And you're right. Every step that you've taken before has a bearing on who you are now. You know, how you feel, where you're going, what you're doing, the folks you associate with, you know. And you're right, country lady, there's always tons to be thankful for. All right, now what am I doing? Besides going crazy. And if I offended anyone bringing something like that up, let me first apologize, but, you know, I get things on my mind. And sometimes I have to let them out. Many folks get up before the crack of dawn. Okay, well, thank you. I appreciate that. Shaman, I have, unfortunately, things that are going on in my life that I can't really come right out and say this. The whole daily act thing, the whole streaming, everything could end all too abruptly depending upon situations going on around me. And I have no control over when that may or may not happen. Am I happy about it? No. This is largely, gaming has largely kept me sane for the last few months. And I'm grateful, thankful, call it what you will. But it still doesn't, you know, doesn't change the situation any, unfortunately. And how I try to feel about it is the fact that I'm going to enjoy it, you know, and the people associated with it as long as I can, and when it ends, it ends. Uh, well, and Shaman, I appreciate those words more than you know. You little shiitake heads, I'm thankful for each and every single one of you, not just friends, family. If I'm a shiitake head, so are you. And you're my wonder twin, excuse me, can't talk. All right, I gotta knock all this down. It's 8:46. Amp, just so you know, I went and bought Ranch Simulator yesterday. I almost played it today, almost blamed it on you because there would be nobody else to blame it on. Darlene, I appreciate that more than you know. But I'm wondering if, since you have the DLC, if I could play in the DLC. If we decided to game together and you hosted it, could I play on the Southwest one? Oh, that's not A you're pushing, you idiot. Days I wonder about myself. I don't know. We can try it out. Yeah, that's kind of, I would be interested in knowing because, like, this game, if you don't have a DLC, but if the person who's hosting it is, you can play on that DLC. Planet Crafter is the same way. And if I can ever get my controller straightened out, I plan on going back to Planet Crafter. That's the one thing I don't like about using a controller, is every game treats that controller differently. And the buttons you had on one game ain't the same buttons you'll have on another. And it ain't conducive to old age. So... I probably would have bought the Southwest Ranch DLC, but I bought all the rest of the DLCs for this game, and I'm trying to build up enough money to do a cruise ship or something in it. I have to admit, this has turned into one of my favorite games. And, you know, it deals well with my physical issues. Oh, nice. A cruise ship is massive. Yes, it is. I've been on ones with Icy and Joro, and Icy smacked about 200 odd squares of floor, and her game started glitching, and she couldn't move, but Joro and I could. We saved her from losing a bunch of money on a cruise ship. And I'd like to do all the warship ones. There's 3 of them, and I've done one, but I didn't finish it because I missed some items in it. Okay. I'm going to have to get on every level and chop all of that. at some point in time. Oh, I can't stand on that because I'll fall. If you've got 3 people, it's not terrible. But if you're one at a timing it by yourself, like Dave did the Ohio class submarine, which has nuclear missiles on it, by himself, and he was having trouble getting the nukes off of it. And we told him the way you do that is this, and he went back and finished his game. So come on. It's bad when your hands don't work great anymore. Yep, I knew I was going to do that. Meat Race and Bacon played No One Survived with Joro yesterday. It was good fun, yeah. He wants me to get that game. And I just told him I wasn't playing anything that would attack me. I need something a bit more chill. I honestly don't know if you would like it. Yeah. Joro kept telling me, hey, you'll like this game, you'll like this game. And I just went, look, it's just, you know, okay, come on. Or do I need to walk through there and get the other side of it? Because that's the way it wants you to do that. Oop. Okay, but that little thing will hang you up. What you gonna let me? Hey, would you look there? Come on. Oh, nope. Come on, let me up there. You pain in the butt. Let's go to the top and knock all that out. How about let's get on the floor first. Game I would suggest for you is Lightyear Frontier. Nothing to kill and just exploding, crafting and building. And a mech. Doesn't get much better than that. Yeah, I'll have to gander at that. Could you drop that in a DM to me? I would be grateful. back around here. Oh, you pain in the butt. And all the way to the ground. Lovely. I can, and it's multiplayer as well. Thank you. You're a saint. Okay, maybe not a saint, but you know. St. Bernard, baby. You said it, I didn't. Should we tell Dress to call you St. Bernard? Oh, you pain in the butt. Well, get this one that's by you before you go and get your, at least, not a saint, at least a swell person. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Here we go, Saint Snickle Fritz. I told Randy there should be a Saint Randy because Lord knows she puts up with me. And that's saying something. Oh, and I missed. Well, that might still get me where I want to go. Yep. We were having a heat wave this morning. It was a balmy 44 degrees outside, considering in the last week it's been 16, 17, 30 something, you know. And for Central Texas, that is cold. Saint Snickle Fritz. Oh. Oh, you guys make me laugh. Oh, come on. Don't want that. Want this. Something's still stuck. Oh, look at that one. Come on. Faith and Begor, if it ain't Saint Snickle Fritz herself. That's funny. No, it's not the wrong tool. The hit box is just sensitive in this game. That one. was. Bad when your old hands don't work. Well, the unholy Saint Sychelfrith must tend to her daily miracle, working and getting my stream ready. Have a good day. Bless you, my children. Amp, we hope you have a great stream. And me saying that just made me want to say, I'll take things your urologist would say for 200, Alex. Yes, I'm sick. I know it. We'll come to the temple of Snicklefritz shortly. Well, depends upon how tall you are. Oh, and I just fell again. Oh, come on. Nope. All the way to the bottom. You deserve to fall for that short joke, Johnny. Yes, yes, I admit it. Yes, it was my fault entirely. When I was in high school, I dated a girl that was, if she was an inch, she was 5 foot tall. Short people came out while we were in high school, and she hated that song. Come on. All right, there's a spot right there. At least you don't have that grappling tool and don't have to climb back. Yeah, that grappling tool is a good thing, especially when you upgrade it a time or two. And if I'd have had any sense, I'd have done this the whole way down. And why I wasn't getting these while I was getting the front ones, I don't know. This really showcases how badly my hands work. Something I'm not proud of, but it is what it is. I have to say, talking about short, for all of the men in my family were pretty much short. Yes, dear.
This is an import that I want to tell you too, so you remind me. I made an appointment for Taz at Stagecoach tomorrow morning, 11:40.
Okay.
Told her I wasn't happy with the old one.
Well, that's fine. Ah, our young dog is going to the vet tomorrow. He don't know it. Okay, somebody's got to get out there and start cleaning this stuff up, and there ain't nobody here but me. Oh, and I haven't got that side to a point that it would come off. Let's see if I can get... Well, I got to get close enough to it first. Well, that one still says it's attached, and so does that. Oh, I got something right up there on the top. Good Lord. Wrong. And I've got to jump back down there and start picking a bunch of stuff up. Did I get... Yes, I did get that side. Well, ain't no time like the present. Let me see if I can get this off and out of here before we end in 20 minutes. And I should be able to. Come on. that girder could float any slower. Because I upgraded the crane, now if I ask the crane to come, you better get everything off of it that you want because it's quick. And nobody's ever accused me of being well organized, so.
हेलो क्या हाल है
Let's get back on top of that. Knock that floor out. Whoop.
मैं जल्द ही वहां आऊंगा
I gotta admit, wish I could really jump like that. Okay. Oh, I've got to get the top off of it. Alrighty then. That's a big ship.
कोई बात नहीं क्या आपके पास कोई जहाज है
Once this piece, the bottom of the ship, gets carted off, I'm pretty well done. Like they say in Blazing Saddles, can't you see that's the last act of a desperate man? I don't care if it's the last act of Henry V. Sounds like the Swedish chef. Orga morga. I never saw a lot of the Swedish chef, but I did see him make steering wheel souffle. And that one always cracked me up pretty good. Always listen to Henry V. Yeah, yeah. The funny part of it, the gentleman who said it, who was also on Magnum PI, was a classically trained actor and did do Shakespeare.
कोई बात नहीं
Oh, I've still got something connected. Oh, that one right there. I think I can get that. Oh, and that one too. Come on.
हेलो क्या हाल है
Well, got more done than I thought it would. We'll take it. And there's still coffee in the cup. Alloy steel, low alloy steel. 3 more metal racks. 160 kilograms of oil. Well. Oh, you can't save the game while the crane is running. There we go. All right, folks. That's all you get for free. Thank you guys for being here.